Hi, I'm Richard Byrne. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use Google Jamboard and Google Classroom to create a magnetic poetry assignment for your students. Let's go ahead and get started here. So I'm going to use Google Jamboard, and I'm going to create a new Jamboard right now. And let's call this one Create a Poem. Now, I want to create magnets for my students, and the easiest way to do this is to use the sticky note function. So let's write out some words in sticky notes that we want students to use. Maybe I'll start with dog, cat, run, bark, meow. Let's add a few more here. Now, I could also color code these. So if I wanted to do verbs in one color and nouns in another color, I can do that, or adjectives in a different color. I could do that, but for this, I'm just going to leave it as all these yellow sticky notes right now. So we have these sticky notes, and let's move them all over to one side of the screen. So let's move them all over here. This will be our magnet bank, if you will. So I have them all there, and you can edit these individually if you'd like to. So you can go in and edit this one and make it green if you wanted to, or make it yellow, but we're going to leave them all the same. And you can also make them smaller or larger as you see fit. Likewise, your students will be able to do the same thing when they get a copy of this. So let's just leave it like that. Now, I want to change the background. I'm just bored with that background, so let's use this blue one here. You could also upload your own. I'll make a nice blue background, and I'm going to draw a line down the center of this. So let's just draw a line straight down the center. Obviously, my line's a little bit crooked. And now I'm going to put in some directions in the form of a text box. I'm going to say, write your poem here. And we can change that. We can change the font if we like. And so my students are now going to write their poems over here on this side by dragging the words over to the left-hand side. Now, I want to give this to my students. So let's do this in Google Classroom. In Google Classroom, let's go into my classwork. Let's create a new assignment. We'll call it Write a Poem. Use the words that are in the sticky notes to write a poem. You can drag the words into any order that you like. Now let's go to the Add button, and we'll select from Google Drive that Jamboard that we just made called Create a Poem. And I'm going to insert that. I'm going to make a copy for each student. We can give it a due date. Let's say our due date is tomorrow at midnight. And we'll give this out to all of my students. So let's assign it to them. So we've assigned it to our students now. And next, let's take a look at how the student will see this when they go into Google Classroom. So here's my student account. And my student will see Richard Byrne posted a new assignment, write a poem. And you can see here, write a poem. So they're going to use the words that are on this Jamboard. They can click and drag, move those over. And when the student's done, let's say they're done with this work, we see up here they have this share button. That's, of course, because it's shared with 2 people. But now they can go here, okay, and turn in that work. So let's see how the teacher sees this when the student has turned in the work. So I'm going to refresh this. Write a poem. One student turned it in. I can look at Mason's work now, the student's work, see what they did, give them a grade, and return it to the student. So that's how you can create a magnetic poetry assignment by using Google Jamboard and Google Classroom together. As always, for more tips and tricks like this, please check out freetechforteachers.com or subscribe to my YouTube channel.